plan for an arts festival we're attending tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't eat phospholite. They've been through a lot.
They've been through so fucking much. Holy shit. And barely, I'm not even like halfway through the fucking series yet. God damn. What is it? I've been reading Land of the Lustrous recently. It's giving me ideas. Land of the Lustrous. Orange, why is there so much more body horror in this now? I have actually considered giving you guys the options to let me know I want to have my arm ripped off, and I'll give you an opportunity to get a cool robotic one if need be. Do you want it? Hmm? Land of the Lustrous. No, I'm not spoiling it. It's fine. Anyways, oh, I've been audible.
He's not a spoiler, I'm sorry.
This entire fucking time.
Oh no.
No, and the worst part is you all haven't.
Oh no, he's been talking to himself. Oh dear.
Man, I'm just talking to his.
Nobody say anything. Nobody say anything.
No.
Who's only you were audible? No one else said anything.
You goofed
Who's
it
your
up.
favorite gem other than Foss?
I like Bort a lot.
Yeah,
POV Orange talks.
You know what? We got a fellow Bort man in the house.
I like
Orange talking to
generated barrel.
Orange talking
Wait,
to the
fellow
other voices
Bort?
only from a sane
Bort.
person's perspective.
Oh, wow, my ears are really full of
To
fluid.
be fair, what is it like? This is technically a callback to an insane joke I had when we were doing Halo ODST, where I insisted the other 3 player characters were all voices in my head.
My favorite Land of the Lustrous character is Mork, or Mork, from Mork and Mindy.
Anyways, welcome to the Horse and Fata Morgana, everybody.
Personally, I like Alex a lot.
Oh geez, more.
Oh, yeah,
Mindy.
cool. I've been reading Land of the Lustrous. I really like it a lot. It's good.
Yeah.
I like the sad rocks. They're better than the last series about sad rocks I participated in.
Tell me when you
Steven
start
Universe?
this. I got some stuff to show you.
Yeah. I'm a I'm a Steven Universe survivor.
What? Does Steven Universe really go off that bad?
Well, so I would describe it as Steven Universe was a pretty good series for a while, and then it just kind of like it fell prey to the whole like releasing things in huge chunks. So there was like really long absences, and it felt like the pacing for the story was basically shot to shit. And then it
Cartoon
just
Network
ended,
loves Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
it ended in like one fucking fell swoop, and then they had like an additional series to wrap it up. And I don't really think it taught kids
Which was
what it
also
was
released in a
trying to
chunk.
teach. But that's not
I
the
think-
point.
I
The
think
point is
part of
that
was-
Michelle had the sickest gender reveal party ever, and now they're
Yeah.
in the Sin Chamber
Oh yeah.
with a horrible, not even temptress, just like a horrible, shitty, no good, awful fucking
I
person.
forgot where we are. Not gonna lie.
Mm.
And now I remember, and I'm like, oh.
Oh! Oh!
Also, hello, clinical obsession.
Yes.
Hey, clinical.
Always-
How you feel about the Fata poll and the VN poll?
What was the VN poll?
How does it feel knowing you might have to choose what is it, Fata or
Fata
like
versus
something Umineko,
Umineko?
or whatever the fuck.
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. I'm gonna choose Fata, not in particularly. Like I have my Umineko is my favorite, but Umineko's gonna win regardless of me voting
Yeah.
for it. So
You're not wrong.
What the fuck? What do you mean Kawa Shoujo went over Steins Gate 0? Are you on crack?
They make it no. They then
They ran it back so that Steins Gate 0 and 1 are part of a package deal now.
Yeah.
I say if that went over Steins Gate, if that went over Steins Gate 0, then the mass extinction plan's going to be enacted by yours truly.
Hey, at least Sayano Uta is officially out of the running, so SDB.
I know Uso's out of the running from the get go.
Is Kanawa Shoujo the thing about the disabled girls?
Yes.
You taste like bacon.
Much like every session of Fata we do, I should not be listening to Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town for this very intense sadness.
Oh my god.
I don't do it all the time. I was just listening to it before we started.
Do Cruel Angels thesis.
Let's get a popular and then they make crazy.
Kato Shoujo was my first ever experience with a visual novel.
Oh.
You know what? Better yet, I don't do this, but recommendation: listen to "My Way" by Limp Bizkit while reading this part of Fata Morgana for the authentic experience.
But here, before we start, I want you guys to take a guess as to which of the Katawa Shoujo I ended up getting with, because I only played the game once.
Foot Girl.
I don't know anything about it other than the disabled girl.
I forget who all the girls are.
Me too. I don't actually know.
Here, hold on a second.
Did you get with Lily?
Lily is the one with the scar, right?
Is it
Zaz got it right. Yeah, it's the burn victim girl.
I was gonna say the burn victim. Damn.
Hanukkah.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. I feel like that if I played that game, that would have been the route I would have gone for.
I haven't played it at all, but I feel like referring to them by their disabilities kind of runs counter to the whole fucking point.
Hey Josh,
I mean,
I didn't play the game.
You always refer to this sort of stuff with like archetype or gimmicks, and unfortunately, those are their gimmicks.
My personality is
also referred to her as Foot Girl, which is miles better than the much more obvious description.
Before we continue, Zaz, what were you saying?
I think instead of listening to Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town, you should be listening to Great Days. I think that's a big problem.
You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah, Great Days is one thing. Crazy Noise Bizarre Town is other. You should be listening to Chase.
I'm gonna go get one.
I always said that.
Chase.
I get why people said it was bad.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Anybody saying it was
Only
bad.
haters
Just
hate
saw
on Chase.
people say,
okay.
I can't believe people are saying it's bad.
Guys, okay. We can have this discussion later. We should.
Oh yeah, fuck.
We are reading the saddest point of the visual novel right now.
Yeah, breakdown.
It's true. Michelle is having a breakdown. Having gotten food and water, my body recovered somewhat, but I was hardly in peak condition. That would take some time, given how badly malnourished I had been. And me continued to treat me like her pet, constantly stoking the flame of rage within me. But I was too weak to stay on my feet for long, and talking hurt my throat. I assume it was a calculated effort on her part to maintain power over me, to keep me as miserable as possible. She always had a smirk on her face as she gazed down at me.
Come on, open up. Today I'm going to feed you myself. What's the matter? I can't put anything in with your mouth closed. Or do you want to starve to death?
Me, why are you doing this?
Why? Because it's fun. Why else?
You married into this family, you sick wench! What gives you the idea you can treat me?
Are you saying that just because I married in, I'm of lesser stature than you? That's true. I am. But what's your point? Do you think you can intimidate me with formalities?
Me!
Ugh. I would rather you not speak my name if you wouldn't mind.
That doesn't excuse your treatment of me. Didier or George will make you pay for this.
You don't have a single friend here, Michelle. No one to take your side. And no one to say a thing about me playing with you. Assuming you were somehow able to tell someone.
Can you actually, reset your microphone really quickly? It is buzzing quite a bit.
Oh no.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. Just, pop it in and out really quick. Oh.
Is it better? No buzzes? Is it better?
Can you do it one more time?
What is the cause that Rindy's microphone does that? Is it a similar thing?
Much because it's a cheaper USB microphone, technically.
For me, it happens when my microphone gets interference from my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is your phone near your
Phone a
microphone?
little further away from your thing, yeah.
So you're on your phone.
Well, like the phone is like near the microphone, and when it receives something, sometimes it causes interference.
Here, while we're waiting, you guys can voice your displeasure towards me if you so choose.
Oh, what an awful wench!
I'm too focused on how if you turn the camera on, Michelle will look like a soy jack.
Oh yeah, it's good
I wish me a very violent and painful death.
Yeah.
There are no
buzz?
more bees, Con.
It's
You're
good.
all good.
It's good,
You're
Con.
Okay,
You're
so
good.
then the only B in here is just B.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As it should be.
As it should be.
That's not a pun.
It is
Stop
now.
putting puns. Stop punning in my mouth.
Moving around.
Assuming you were somehow able to tell someone, no one would believe you.
That's a lie!
Do you have any idea what people say about you? They say you've gone mad. That you've sold your soul to the devil. Do you honestly believe anyone would trust you?
I am not mad.
I don't know. You look plenty mad to me.
Fine. Then I'll run away. I'll escape from the estate. And from you.
You think you could survive out in the world with that body? A stray cat could lift more than you. You'd never find work. Hold on.
It's fine. We can just run with it. It's no big deal. Just go.
This is my razor mic. Go.
See, I'm fine with it. I just don't know if you would have a problem with it buzzing.
We just have to live with it. It's fine.
It will probably fix itself.
Give me think that, fuck, I'm doing something wrong, so I have to fix it now.
Oh, jeez.
It's not you, Con. It's fine. It's really not that big a deal.
Also, it's your tech, not you, so it's not like you're doing anything wrong.
Okay, is there any buzz now?
We would have to keep on going, but honestly, it's not a big deal if it does buzz. It'll probably fix itself.
I will stop posting the bee if it's upsetting.
Let's keep this moving. Come on.
I give you a week at best.
You can't be so sure of that. Maybe I can make it on my own.
Maybe, but either way, there's no way you're getting out. You try to run, someone might just cut your legs off.
How is that at all necessary?
Don't ask me. Maybe because your curse hasn't broken yet. You know, you're lucky you're even allowed to live. And you should be grateful to me for volunteering to take care of you. Nobody else wanted to have anything to do with it. So if you want to keep living, you have to show me some respect. And You have to do everything I say. Understood?
So this is the real you. Which is pretending to be respectable. When in reality, not only are you sleeping with Didier, you're a downright vile woman. You've been putting on an act ever since you got here.
Oh, you make it sound like somehow worse than everyone else. I'm quite normal, thank you.
How is this normal?
Listen to me, Michelle. The side of me you see right now isn't necessarily the whole thing. The sweet girl I am for the family is also me. And when I held you in my arms, that too was me. I'm not putting on an act.
Liar!
Although, to tell you the truth, I never actually liked you, so that part was a lie, yes. If Mother hadn't asked, I would never have even considered getting friendly with you.
Me!
You know, life as a noblewoman is so dull. It's so restrictive. No room for love at all. So can you really blame me? There so happened to be the most wonderful night right there for the taking. Why shouldn't I have gone after him? I'm still young. Let me have some fun, you know? Not like women have much else in the way of restriction.
So it wasn't Didier, but you who seduced him.
And it all would have worked out beautifully too, if you had only kept your mouth shut. You ruined our family gathering and damaged my reputation. And you called me a whore. That wasn't very nice, now was it? Is it any surprise I'm a little sore? You brought this on yourself, Michelle.
I brought this on myself. Don't you dare! Nothing justifies what you're doing to me. I'm not the disturbed one. You're a crazy whore. And don't you try to pretend otherwise. Damn you!
Oh my. Such language. You're not being very nice to me, Michelle. Girls aren't supposed to talk like that, you know.
I am not a girl.
Then what are you?
I'm a man.
A man? With that body?
Amy quietly rose, grabbed me by the hair and shoved me to the floor. Let go of me!
You call yourself a man? You can't even get out of a girl's grip. I'm not all that strong either. In fact, I'd say I'm rather weak. Just a small, powerless girl. If you were a man, you would have no problem breaking free, malnourished, or otherwise. But you can't.
Get. She traced the lines of my emaciated ribs with her nails, tracing slowly, down my chest.
But even ignoring that, you're missing the most important part.
Stop. Get off me! I tried to shove her aside with all the strength I could squeeze out of my arms. But as Ami had said, I couldn't even overpower a girl. All I could do was lie there beneath her and beg. Get off of me! Groaning in anger and frustration. Her finger came to a stop just above my navel. She looked up at me with a sweet smile, and then pulled her hand away. And just as a wave of relief spread throughout me, she shoved me back, jumped up, and slammed her foot between my legs. I shuddered as the pain jolted up my spine. Ami looked down at me as I screamed. A smirk spread across her face.
Oh my, does that hurt? There's a surprise. Even without boy parts, it still hurts.
Stop, please! And then she didn't stop stepping on me. I'm begging you, stop, please! She dug her toes into my flesh.
What are you exactly, Michelle? From the feel of it, you don't quite have proper girl parts either.
Me, please! On top of the physical pain, unbearable humiliation, and shame corroded away at my spirit.
What a strange creature you are.
Stop! If I could have died right then and there, honestly, that would have been preferable to the emotional hell that she was putting me through.
You should take a look at yourself in a mirror, Michelle. You're crying. Sobbing like a sad little girl. Not much of a boy, are you? And you lusted after with this body? Seriously, you're disgusting. I can't believe you actually had the gall to fall for me.
Ami's abuse was not a one-time occurrence. As she had promised, she came to feed me every day. But her arrival brought nothing but anguish and torture. Every day she chipped away at more of my spirit, but I hadn't succumbed to her yet. My anger still overpowered any fear that I felt. About a week after Ami started caring for me.
Have you been a good girl, Michelle? I brought you your supper. I'll set it right here for you. What's the matter, Michelle? Your food's right there. It's going to get cold. Go on, eat. But no using your hands. Crawl over and use your mouth. Come on, eat. Or would you rather I fed you?
You.
What was that? Do you have something to say? I can't understand a word you're saying, Michelle. If you would eat, you would have enough strength to talk.
You?
Huh?
I'm going to kill you. Me! That was, I believe, the first time in my life I had felt a sincere, overpowering desire to end someone's life. I wanted to see her dead. My hands and legs tied up, I lurched for her. The dog she so wanted me to be, I chomped down on her wrist. The taste of someone else's blood was far more unpleasant than I had expected. felt like I was going to vomit. But I was determined to not let go of her wrist for any reason. I would gnaw through the bone to rip her entire hand off. She could beat me unconscious and I still wouldn't let go. She would have to kill me to get her off her. I wanted her to feel the same pain I felt when she trampled on me.
Let's go!
My body never did what I wanted it to, though. I could swear my life I wouldn't release her arm, but I could never seem to make good on my determination. Ami's foot flew up into my emaciated gut. The pointy tip of her shoe dug into my flesh like a knife, and I collapsed to the floor in a fit of convulsions. Just as I was about to cough up a mouthful of stomach acid, she rammed her foot into my abdomen a second time. She didn't even give me enough time to get to my feet, let alone fight back before she kicked me again. Again and again and again. Stop! My gut, my chest, my legs, and my face.
What's wrong with you? Don't you get it? You're not the one in control here. You should be thanking me. What you did to me that day was incredibly hurtful. Here I am, bringing you your food. Can you not see just how kind-hearted I am? So why would you go and bite me? What would you possess you to do such a thing?
Gasping for breath, my consciousness slipping away from me. I caught a glimpse of Ami's eye as she swung her leg back for another kick. When I did, a single word rose to my mind. Demon.
Isn't it something? You can't even stand up to a girl. I'm not that strong. I'm weak, and I'm frail. This is the first time I've ever kicked someone. I have absolute control over you, Michelle. You understand that, right? You learned your lesson, didn't you?
Not an ounce of strength remained within me. My tongue and cheeks were torn up, and my mouth tasted of blood. Thinking herself weak and having no experience in the way of physical violence, she knew no restraint. The ignorant can be so much more brutal and viciously relentless than the seasoned. My vision had gone red, and I could hardly feel my own face. There was a strange gurgling sound with every breath I took.
Jeez, what am I going to do about this hand? It hurts like crazy. Oh, I know. I'll tell everyone you finally lost it. And tried to bite my hand off. They'll all feel so bad for me. I can just see the sad looks on Didier and Georges' faces.
They will not.
You know, your brothers have completely given up on you. A deranged sister is nothing but trouble. You know what you are, Michelle? You're a demon child.
Why was I the demon, and not her? Why did no one come to my aid? Several times I considered ending my life. But every time I did, memories of better days came back to me. The time before my body had transformed. The days when we were all so sure of our happiness. Kept me chained to life. Why couldn't things still be the way that they had been then? In my heart, I hadn't changed at all. So how had things ended up like this?
Oh man, push to talk. Fuck. Yeah. Michelle! Oh, Michelle! Are you in there?
Did you need something, Georges?
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Do I have to need something to talk to you?
No, but you looked like you were in an unusually good mood, so I thought...
Well, why wouldn't I be here? It's a wonderfully gloomy day out.
I'd understand if it were clear out, but can you really say it's wonderfully gloomy?
Well, you can't be outside for very long when it's not cloudy, so in our case, this is perfect weather.
Ah.
What do you say we go for a little stroll while we can? He's around today too, so we can see if he's up for it. It'll be like old times. We've been running around like headless chickens lately, so we haven't had much of a chance for a sibling outing. We'll have Mom make us lunch and then... Oh, we'll take a couple of horses up to the forest's edge.
I'm fine with that if you are.
You bet your bum I am. I asked, after all. Now come on, let's go.
Outing, you say?
Yep. Hop on a couple of horses and head for the forest. We haven't done this in a while, so I figured why not.
I see. Well, if Michelle is coming, I see no reason to say no. Let's set off right away.
Whoa, slow down there. Are you saying you wouldn't go if it was just me? It's Michelle or nothing?
Horse. Why on earth would I want to go horse riding alone with you? I'd rather drown myself.
Lick. Huh? Le gasp!
Le gasp! In here.
Didier. Could I perhaps make a small request?
Go on. Let's hear it.
Hold on, I gotta reconfigure myself. Give me one moment. I can't do the voice like this right now. Okay.
Just let gasp.
Le gasp.
Do you mind if I hold the horse's reins?
No, that's all. By all means. I'll be there behind you to make sure nothing happens. So have at it. Do be warned, my horse is a bit temperamental. If you're not gentle, he'll start getting moody with you. I know that'll be a problem for you, though, Michelle.
I'll be careful.
Hey, whoa! Slow down, guys!
Look at that, Michelle. George's is still fumbling all the way back there.
Are we going a bit too fast?
No, you're fine. That you were able to get past that so quickly is proof of your talent.
Finally caught up! This isn't a race, you know. Why can't we enjoy the scenery? Indulge in some nice pathos.
Pathos.
Warrior and his horse need not of pathos. Isn't that right, Michelle?
It certainly is, Didier.
Come on, you guys! Be nice, this was my idea! You've really taken after old D, haven't you, Michelle? I, for one, would rather see you admiring flowers and dancing with butterflies, or gazing out at a beautiful sunset or enjoying poetry. More pathos, my dear sister, and less barbarism.
Long swords, suits of armor, and tales of heroic knights are so much more appealing, though.
You let him get his claws in too deep, Michelle! Oh dear, oh my, I'm going to have 2 meathead siblings before I know it.
What did you just call me?
Now, you two.
No.
Why don't we stop here for a picnic?
But this is me. This is me.
Oh!
Georges.
I didn't know.
Come on. No, you two. Why don't we stop here for a picnic?
Second, my stomach has been rumbling up storm. I took a few bites earlier because I was about to die back there.
Your horse throws you into a river.
Hey, so, the other day I brought a cat home.
A cat?
Yep. Speckled from head to tail and ugly as a witch's arse. I was going to keep it in my room, but Mom flipped when she saw it. Keep that filthy thing out of my house! Wish there was something we could do about how much of a clean freak she was.
Georges, try not to stress Mother too much. You're unpredictable enough as it is.
It would be nice, though, to have a cat, I mean.
You think so? Then how about this? We'll keep it in the courtyard. I'll feed it on days when it's clear, and you can do it when it's cloudy, Michelle.
I don't know what cats eat, though.
I bet he'd like pastries.
Do you want to kill the cursed thing? I cannot approve of anyone taking care of an animal who thinks that's a good idea.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, fuck! Oh, pull the stick out of your arse, D. Life's all about experimentation. Live and learn.
Don't experiment on animals.
Well, if you're going to be like that, how about you help out too? You can keep an eye on us and make sure we don't do anything stupid.
What? Now you're trying to drag me into this.
Already done. You're in. It's settled.
Damn it, Georges.
Now we need to come up with a name. Have any ideas, Michelle?
What? You want me to name it?
Not very often you get to give another living thing a name. Well, I guess you might have a few more chances down the road. Consider this practice. Something elegant and beautiful. You've got this.
Now, Georges. Don't put so much pressure on her. You have a point, though. It is a good opportunity. Don't stress too much about it, Michelle. Just choose something you like.
You said the cat was speckled and ugly?
Yep. One look and you'll be laughing so hard you can't breathe.
Alright then. Ugly speckles.
Hmm. That's it? That's its name?
It would seem you do not have a future in the arts, Michelle.
But you said it was ugly and speckled, George.
I did, yes. You could have tried a little harder than that, though. But you know, why not? Ugly speckles it is. It's actually kind of charming when you say it out loud. Ugly speckles.
It's not that funny.
It is quite something indeed. The more I think about it, the more I...
Not you too, Didier.
We should bring Uncle Speckles on our next outing. Sitting together beneath the clouds, having lunch.
We should. Michelle's gotten a little bigger. Let's do this again. 3 of us and our ugly speckled cat.
You said it. We're all good friends here, after all.
I've never been your friend, though.
God, must you always be such a jerk?
Didier. Georges. Is me telling the truth? Do you really think I'm nothing but trouble? Do you think I've lost my mind? That I'm a demon child? Didier. Georges. Why do you not open this door for me? And let me out? The things I said that day really so heinous? Do you resent me too? Like me? Didier. George. How do you think about me now? Is this body really so unusual? If I hadn't undergone the transformation, I did. Would things still have been the way they were before? Would I be able to go out to that forest again and make silly, meaningless conversations? Everyone laughing like we had then? If this body hadn't changed the way it did, would I not be trapped in this darkness? even if that were the case. I didn't want to be a girl. God descended from heaven and offered me to change me back. I would have turned him down. Because inside, I wasn't a girl. And my nightmare at Ami's hands didn't end there either. As much as I loathed to admit it, I was terrified of her. Every day I dreaded the sound of the door opening. However, if I were to block the door off with furniture, I would lose my only remaining lifeline. I have no choice in the matter.
Time for supper, Michelle. I brought your favorite, parsnips. Well, what the dogs didn't eat of them anyway. But you don't mind, do you? I'm going to cut your nails today, Michelle. I need you to stay very still. You wouldn't want my hands to slip. So make sure you do. I'm tying you up. This way, you can't accidentally move. Here's your water, Michelle. It's murky. Oh, heavens me. I must have fetched it from the wash bin by mistake. It's supper time, Michelle. I brought you parsnips again. Don't worry, the dogs didn't have any of these. They didn't seem to be interested in eating them raw. What? You don't want any? Then what am I going to do with these? You know, Michelle, you're such a disgrace. Cry for me, won't you? Beg for mercy. Look at you. All that pride. Gone out the window. It's hilarious, I tell you.
She did everything imaginable to torture me, both physically and emotionally. To be honest, it was rather impressive, in a sick way, that she was able to come up with so many different ways to torment me. And she knew precisely what caused me the most pain. My body and the discrepancy between what I was and what I felt I was. She delighted in telling me I wasn't male. And sometimes in showing me. But I don't think I needed to describe the things she did to me in any more detail. I could think of only one way to keep myself from breaking down. I completely stopped talking, stopped struggling. Then, one day after about 6 months or so, she said with a disinterested sigh,
I'm done.
And that was the last of it. I swallowed my pride in not resisting, I was able to escape from her grasp. Once she was gone, all the servants took over attending me again. I was still imprisoned, but now there was a serenity in my solitude. I didn't speak with anyone. I didn't make eye contact. I didn't do anything. I just lived. But even though I had peace, I still feared in me having a change of heart. I trembled at the possibility that one day it might be her that opened the door. But above all, I hated, despised the fact that I lived in such fear of a girl. An overwhelming self-loathing threatened to crush me. I had reoccurring nightmares about the things Amy had done to me. The wounds she gave me did not heal. They only grew worse, eating away at me day after day. I was beginning to lose confidence in my own sanity in the silent darkness, where there was no sense of time. The line between dream and reality blurred. I often found myself screaming, crying into the empty air. I clawed at my skin, pulled out my hair, paced back and forth across the room, pounded at the door yelling for help, screamed some more. It was the very image of pitiful, absolute wretchedness. And every time I did, I'm sure there was someone on the other side of the door, whispering about how poor Michelle had lost her mind. Eventually, I gave up entirely. It was a stormy night in my 16th year. I had been confined for more than 2 years at that point. Heavy rain poured against the windows like thousands of little spears. I was sitting quietly on my bed and able to fall asleep, when suddenly there was a loud banging at the door.
Michelle, are you awake?
Hey Joji, you needed...
Oh, fuck, I was muted on my mic. I said the line like 3 times. If you want, then hurry up and get up. Awake. We've got big trouble.
Voice.
What?
When first I heard my brother's voice, after so long I thought I was hallucinating. In 2 years they had never once come for me. No matter how hard I pounded on the door, no matter how many times I called for them. And after all that time I didn't expect that to ever change. I had given up, because they had long since cast me aside. Unable to bring myself to say anything, I simply stared at the door. When there was another bam bam, the sound was half consumed by the crack of thunder, giving it an indescribably eerie quality.
Please say something, Michelle.
Seriously, there's no time.
You can hear us in there, can't you? You're there behind the door, aren't you?
Come on. Just one word, Michelle.
Is it really you, Didier? George? For a moment they seemed to be at a loss for words. Probably because they almost didn't recognize my voice. But it was only a heartbeat, and Didier spoke.
The carriage waiting outside. Going to unlock the door so you can leave in it.
Why?
Because
Dad's talking crazy. He's saying the Bullinger family has no need for a demon child, that you're a mark of shame on our name. So he's going to have you executed.
George's.
Father wants me dead. It felt like the floor had fallen out from under me. Executed. Demon child. Mark of shame. So he was saying I didn't even deserve to live anymore.
Planned for tomorrow morning. We only just found out ourselves, which is why...
You prepared a way for me to escape. But why?
Why do you even need to ask? Because we're family. Something terrible's gotten into Father.
I clenched my teeth, fighting back a bitter, angry sigh. But I couldn't keep all those emotions bottled up for long. A maelstrom of feelings I thought I had lost in my 2 years of imprisonment swirled up inside me, spilling from my lips. Why? Why are you doing this now? If you really felt that way, then why didn't you come sooner? 2 years I spent locked in this room. Do you have any idea how I felt in that time? Any idea how hard I had to fight to endure? How many times I cried for your help? How hard I pounded on the door, begging to be set free? But never, never once did you come. Not even once!
Hell.
I scare you, don't I? You think I've gone insane? That I've lost my mind? That I sold my soul to the devil? Don't you?
No, Michel, we don't.
Then why? Why didn't you come and set me free?
No, we don't think you've lost your mind at all.
So you didn't want to see me then? You didn't want to face what I'd become? Tell me I'm wrong, Didier. George, you left me here, abandoned me for 2 whole years, locked me away so you didn't have to see me.
Sorry, I'm just, really busy with my heart. I've been getting a ton of commissions down at the court. And Didier is a knight now, and, so he's up to his neck in expeditions. I'm really sorry.
As am I. I cannot say that you were wrong. After what happened, I wasn't sure how I was supposed to act around you. I'm still not sure. Even now. I knew I had to find the time to collect myself. But I kept putting it off. Vainly hoping that time would take care of it all. And for that, I owe you an apology. But you need to understand. I do not agree with Father's decision. I do not want to lose you. I don't think you're a demon child. Georges feels the same. Neither of us want to see you dead.
What he said, Michel. There's not much time. We need to get you out of here.
I bit down hard on my lower lip. Hard enough to draw blood. It was that, or start sobbing. It's a little late for that.
Bill.
If you don't get out of here, you're going to be killed.
If I'm not an angel sent from heaven, or a demon child, then what am I? What on earth am I?
What are you?
You're a Bolognese. You're our family. That's all there is to it. I pray you can forgive me for averting my eyes for so long.
Can I trust you? Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side? That you'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier, George.
You absolutely can, Michelle. Swear to God on high.
And I swear to the God of Hearts.
Michelle.
I have no other choice, do I? I couldn't talk Father out of it, could I?
I would rather you didn't try. He's not a man to change his mind. If you were to show up before him, he'd likely draw his sword on you himself. He would destroy Mother. I'm sorry. We're not doing this only for you.
Okay. I'll go.
Thank goodness.
Birch will take you to a mansion, Michelle. It's a property Father purchased some time ago. Due to rumors about the house, it's abandoned. No one wants to buy it from him either, and that's unlikely to change. It's the ideal place to keep you out of sight.
What kind of rumors?
Well,
No point in keeping it a secret. He has the right to know. They say a witch lives there.
A witch?
I think it's all just made up personally. I went to check the place out myself, and there was no one there. It was a little dreary, to be sure.
it's arranged for you, but there wasn't enough time. It's only temporary, Michelle. Cannot say how long it will be. Father will pass away eventually. When he does, Georges will inherit the estate. That will mean you can return. So I ask that you hold out until that time.
If I don't leave, I'm going to be executed. So send me anywhere. I won't complain.
Glad to hear you say that. I will talk to Father and ensure he does not suspect anything.
It'll make this work. Don't worry. The long and short of it is, Dad simply wants you erased from the family.
Georges.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't trying to be mean. But anywho, once I take over, we're in the clear. You'll be acknowledged as a bullier.
Okay, really quickly, it's bowling, yeah. You said Bollier. Please. Thank you. I see. Okay then.
Can I open the door now?
Just a minute.
You're still not ready?
I don't have any clothing.
Right. You wouldn't, huh?
How are you now, Michelle?
Around the same height as you, I think.
You're taller than me? Damn!
Alright, I'll bring you some of my clothes.
I accidentally cut myself off there. Thank you.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard you say thank you without putting up much of a fight, Michelle.
That's not true, I don't think. I don't believe the ha-has are getting through.
Oh. Turned off noise suppression because people are talking outside. I'm sorry. I'll be back soon.
Dude, what the? You can hear the music through your mic. You can hear the music through your mic.
What the fuck? Or did you hurt the game in your Discord?
What on earth?
Still hearing it.
Okay.
Wait, what are you hearing?
I did
What
not
just
know
happened?
that,
I don't even know. Everything sounded fine to me.
Huh.
Did like a battery die on your headphones so it switched like an audio device?
No. No.
I don't even know what you're
my
talking
about. My audio software just simply shit itself for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, I guess I missed it.
Man, that was a shit and a fart after a colonoscopy.
I don't know how I missed it.
Wait, did it? What did I do? What? It was just like a fucking fart noise. It was a fart with reverb or some shit.
It was the game audio blasting at like 200% through your microphone.
Oh, that. Okay, yeah. So when the audio like fucking mixer shit itself, that also took off the fucking audio limiter I was putting on it. So then, and this music is not balanced very well. So because it'll like fucking just shift from being super loud to super quiet. This music is normally extremely loud. So you guys just got fucking busted at the wazoo.
I completely missed it. I don't know what they're talking about.
I'll be real. I don't know how the fuck you missed that.
You have the stream volume.
I mean, he probably missed it because I muted Orange like 3 times.
Maybe.
But I know you did, but I still heard it. Like, God, that was
Maybe I had the floor sander going or something, and I did it, and that overtook it. I don't know.
Oh, as I said, does Bone have like the fucking stealth game NPC effect where like a gunshot goes off? He's like, I don't know, must
Well,
have been the
I
wind.
do have this.
No. No. Oh boy, and now fucking.
Ow.
Oh boy, this Discord's freezing up again. God damn it.
Oh, wow.
Let me know when we're all
wow.
good to
It sounds like
go.
your system is your whole system is taking the biggest shit.
Oh boy, joyous day, Kalukale. Lovely. There we go. All right, now we're good again, I think.
Oh, wait.
9:55
we
on a
good?
Friday.
Are we good?
All right, let's do it. Continue.
We're good.
I'll be back soon. Do what you need together.
All right. Sitting in the carriage waiting outside, listening to the pitter-patter of the rain, I gazed out at my 2 brothers. I hadn't seen them in 2 years, but they hardly looked any different than how I remembered them. I was the only one who had changed, and dramatically at that. Looking at them, I couldn't help but remember the old days. Playing chess with Didier, learning to draw with George's, our sibling outings. However, the ominous sound of thunder crashing in the distance drowned out those memories.
Imagine it's several days travel from here. Hopefully the carriage isn't too uncomfortable. I'll send a package with any supplies you need once a month. Food, clothing, and something to pass the time. Anything you want, Michelle, just tell me. Now, or you can have a servant pass a message on to me.
I can't think of... Actually, wait. I can think of one thing. I would like a chess set.
Alright, I'll have one made.
I'd rather have yours, Didier. Would that be possible?
Are you sure you want that beaten old thing?
Yes. I want that one.
Alright then. I'll include it in the first delivery.
I'll send you something too, Michelle. Anything you want, just tell me.
In that case, I'd like some art tools. I'm nowhere near as... It's freezing again. Oh boy, I love computers!
Oh no! The witch again!
The witch returned.
Weird, I didn't even cast any spells yet.
Man, Fata Morgana got hands tonight.
There you go.
Alright, there we go.
There we go. Sorry for the interruptions. We're very sorry.
Oh no.
Pardon the intrusion.
Okay, that's actually really good.
We like smart tools.
Looks like we're running into trouble.
In that case, I would like some art tools. I'm nowhere near as much of an artist as you are, Georges. So they don't have to be anything special.
Gotcha. So some canvas and, how about some charcoal? And when you're back, I want to see what you've made with it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, this is already hard enough on you, Michelle. I need to ask you to do something for me. Avoid making contact with anyone who doesn't already know about you.
So I can't talk to anybody but the servants.
Simply, yes. Tomorrow the world will consider you dead. So we cannot have people finding out you are actually alive. Especially Father. Please, do this for me.
I've been doing that for 2 years already. I've long since lost interest in interacting with anybody. So you don't need to ask me to keep to myself.
Right.
Does anybody else know that I'm alive?
Yes, Mother knows. In fact, this was her idea.
It was?
She loves you, Michelle. She really does. Mom just, is having a little trouble facing the truth. So even though she's not here to send you off, I guarantee she doesn't want to see you dead. She wants to have you in her life again.
I expect Mother will be writing you. So please take the time to write her back. She's a troubled woman, but her love for you is true and unwavering. Will you do that?
It's the quick little, hey, got your letter, doing great, will suffice.
Alright.
Just so you know, it kills me indeed that we can't stand up to Dad. But as long as he lives, his word is God in his house.
I understand that, yes.
Well, you never know. He could be gone quicker than you expect. A week from now, and bam, he's dead as Dee's social life.
You're not an ounce of respect in your body.
Oh, give me a break, I'm upset. He's gone way too far. And once he's dragged his ass off to the great beyond, anything goes. Surprise! Michelle was alive!
Yeah, I suppose.
Until then, we'll take care of things here. Tomorrow's going to be a performance of our lives. Crying like a couple old big babies and laughing our tails off inside.
You'll forgive me if I have trouble trusting that loose tongue of yours.
I'm not stupid. I know this is important. Not even a meal respect thing. Amy, whatever.
Amy.
Yeah, not even she can know. It's going to crush her, I'm sure, but the less people who know, the better.
When Georgia said her name, my whole body went shamefully cold. It had been 1.5 years since the hell she put me through, but even every last detail of it remained carved into my mind and body. There was no way she would even be slightly sad about my death. She might act it, but she would almost certainly be elated by the news. It seems George had still yet to see what lay beneath that woman's mask.
I know you two were close.
Huh?
Are you worried about how this might affect her?
What?
She cared for you for about 6 months, didn't she? When you wouldn't let the servants in.
What?
From what I hear, you got real close to dying there. You wouldn't even eat unless she was there.
Who the hell told you that?
What? Is that not what happened?
Something happened between you two, Michelle?
Ami didn't do a damn... No. Never mind. I can't tell them. I can't put what I went through into words. It will only worsen my shame. Especially not in front of my brothers. George, how are things between you and me?
They're letting what happened 2 years ago get to you? Well, I mean, at the time, things were a total disaster. I'm all excited about getting myself a pretty little wife, only to find out she's rocking the boat with someone else. I cried for weeks.
No, yeah, I'm sorry.
Deep down, though, she ain't actually a bad girl. She's young, and kids make mistakes. After it all came out, she turned over a new leaf. She started doting on me something serious, and well, it's not hard to let It's not hard to let one little mistake like that go when she's trying so hard to make it up with me. The age excuse doesn't work for Dee, though. For about a year, things were totally rough between us. I didn't even want to look at him. But at the end of the day, we're family. We can get past anything. Besides, because you let the cat out of the bag, that gave me something to hold over D. All things considered, I'm not complaining.
So, you would say that you're happy then, Georges?
Sure would, yep. Believe it or not, I'm kind of head over heels for her. Hard to not like a girl like me.
Oh, I see.
You really feel that bad about 2 years ago?
So she's still keeping up the good girl facade around Georges and Didier. No one else knows. She's actually a sadistic, cackling demon. Something less trustworthy in the world than a woman who's always smiling. But if George thinks he's happy, I can't take that away from him.
Shell?
Oh, right, yes. I do feel guilty about the way I lost control of my emotions and took it out on you guys.
Happens to everyone. In fact, it's tend to do a little more shouting and fussing than you could.
Because I have underdeveloped social skills?
You heard that?
You've got one hell of a nasty streak, huh, D?
I'm glad to hear you're still on good terms. It wasn't my intention to pit the two of you against each other.
Well, you know, the blame falls on my shoulders. I want you to know something, Michelle. Though your transformation was too much for Mother and Father to accept. Enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before. Just like it did for myself and George's. None of this is your fault. It's all unfortunate timing.
That's a little bit of a jerk, too.
Try not to forget that I am a knight, George's.
In time.
In time. Speaking of which, we don't have much left. I'm gonna tell the coachman to set off, okay?
Didier,
Yes?
tell me the truth. Will the three of us ever meet again?
Why would you ever ask that? Of course we will.
Not a chance I'm letting this be our last family get-together.
One last question, then.
Yes?
Am I your brother?
Well, I mean, look at ya. Don't look like much of a sister to me.
The last bit did not go through, I don't believe.
My parents came into my room.
Ah. Anyway, shout out to George.
Yeah, shout out to George. Look at. You can tell he's good because of his eyeliner.
A small, actually, like, perfectly good part of this entire
Look at this man who's been whipped by his bitch wife.
George actually never did anything wrong. He's the only person in this family.
It's going to be really sad when Dildo
defend his
betrays Michael.
shithead friend that one time. That's
Michelle,
like
Okay. Let me reread the line. God damn it.
Okay, let's go.
Well, I mean, look at you. Don't look like much of a sister to me. So yeah, I'd say you are.
I see. So long then.
farewell. May good health bless you till we meet again.
Until then, Michelle.
Farewell. Before seeing me off for good, they both gave me a strong, firm hug. Didier first, and then George. The warmth I felt in their arms, in my family's arms, slowly spread through my chilled body, which made it that much more difficult to part ways. The wheels of the carriage rattled against the wet, stone-paved road. I stuck my head out of the window, watching as they shrunk into the distance. Standing there in the rain until they were completely out of view. A tightness filled my breast. Every glimmer of hope I had for my new life was matched by an equal degree of darkness and uncertainty. Would I ever make it back home? And if I did, would people still call me a demon child? Having the right mother was another uncomfortable weight on my soul. The thought of having to play a girl for her made me sick. George had acted like it would be nothing, but it wasn't that easy. It was more than mere pretend. Didier had said that with time, things would change. But how could he be certain that those changes would be for the better? The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion. What are you guys talking about in the fucking Discord? What?
Don't worry about it. Keep clicking the A button, orange boy.
The next thing I know, I'm sinking into a vast void of the A button. Darkness cuffed my hands and legs, restricting my movement. Images of the past I had kept buried away for so long streamed past me. This isn't how I wanted it to happen. Not coming from my own mouth, but being laid bare for all to see, without my consent. This wasn't how I wanted her to find out about my secret, but my shameful history.
I warned you, my dear. I told you you didn't want to reclaim your old self. If you would simply let it be, you wouldn't be here now, forced to relive it all. Now do you understand? The tale I spun behind the fourth door was as much for you as it was for her. There, you were a young man with a sad fate. But you met a wonderful woman, fell in love with her, and then died in the arms of tragedy. The sequence of events is not far from the truth, but I was able to turn it into something enchanting and beautiful. I got rid of all the nasty little details. Your ugliness, your body troubles, all of that. Doesn't it seem a bit unfair, Michelle? You tore down the walls around Giselle's heart, around her past. But you wanted to keep your own nice and safe and hidden away. She has every right to be upset. You were afraid she wouldn't accept you, were you not? And that's precisely what happened. But can you honestly blame her? The truth you've kept hidden away is not something most would be able to accept. The prince who came riding in to save her.
Silence!
Wasn't actually a man!
Please. Enough. I've seen enough. Let it stay buried, please! Just stop this. I don't want to see it. I don't want anything to do with it!
What a sad little creature you are, my dear. Not a woman in this world would have any interest in you now. You've surrounded yourself with layer upon layer of walls, covered yourself with this patchwork, barely held together quilt of masks, and it's the only thing keeping you together. You're the frailest one of all, the weakest. And it's about time you accepted that and stopped trying to fight it.
I am not weak.
Oh, is that so? Let's proceed with the tale then, shall we? Face the one you hate the most in this world. Yourself. Your weakness. Your ugliness. Face it and despair.
Ah! Don't! Again. Once again, my own desires, my own wishes are completely irrelevant. The past sprawls out before me once more, and the witch is exactly right. I despise the man I was then, teeming with vain hope and foolish dreams. I'd rather pretend that part of me never existed, but I have no choice. I'm dragged back into the life I once lived, my pleas for mercy fading into dark nothingness. I couldn't remember how long it had been since the capital had disappeared from the distance, but I've been on the road for some time now. We had long since left paved roads behind. The carriage rocked back and forth as it proceeded down the rough dirt path. For hours I stared through the window with unfamiliar scenery flowing past. Eventually a fog settled over the area, making it difficult to discern night from day. We made our way through dark, dense woods, and beyond them, like the world fading into view after a dream, a mansion appeared before us. All the windows were either shuttered or boarded, encasing the house in darkness. In a way, it felt like all I had done was move from one prison to a much larger one. Briefly, I thought that they had possibly been sealed to keep anyone from seeing me inside. But my coming here was a very recent development. More likely, then, the house had been in this condition when it was initially purchased. Quite the piece of property my father had found himself with. I wondered if he had been swindled by its previous owner. It was a gloomy, uninviting place, but it didn't appear to be in disrepair. The coachman left my luggage outside the door, gave me an empty farewell, and then went on his way. I was entirely alone. I spent some time just staring out at the forest, but naturally there was nothing of interest to be found there. So I quietly turned around and opened the door to the mansion. It's certainly dark. I could barely even see my own feet. Briefly, I considered trying to unshutter a window or two, but ended up deciding against it. The less inviting the place looked, the easier it would be for me to avoid contact with the outside world, as DDA had recommended. Standing there in the darkness for several minutes, my eyes gradually grew accustomed to the lack of light. While it was hardly ideal, it was sufficient to take a look around the house. The inside didn't seem to have received the same level of care as the outside. Everything was dusty and the air was many years stale, but I wasn't in a cleaning mood. So I dug through my luggage for a bundle of candles, lighting one with a flint. A stained glass window? Examining a large room I found myself in, I came across a stained glass window depicting an angel. The archangel, after whom I had been named, looked solemnly down upon me. Quite the joke. 2 columns of evenly spaced pews ran the length of the room, all facing the multicolored window. So the candlestick on a podium of some sort, which is when I realized. This is a chapel. A flat length of silver bent in the middle is mounted to the pulpit's face. When I saw it, I knew exactly what it used to be. A cross. The pews weren't facing the stained glass, but the cross. Why, though? Felt as though the mansion had been built up around the chapel, rather than the opposite. I was perplexed as to why anyone would do that. But of course, there was no one around to sate my curiosity. Taking the candlestick back in hand, I made my way beyond the pulpit. There stood a small metallic door. I pressed one hand against the cool surface and my heart leapt. It was abnormally cold. The door itself seemed perfectly normal. An inexplicable anxiety spread through me. It was a very unusual sensation. My instincts told me I should stay far, far away, and my heart told me it was my duty to see what lay beyond. What am I going to find back there? After a few moments' hesitation, I decided to act in opposition to my instinct. I was looking at a long spiral staircase. The wooden stairs stretched so high I couldn't tell where they ended. An observation tower, perhaps. As if being pushed forward by some inhuman force, I mounted the staircase. At the 3rd or 4th loop, soft light began peeking into the tower through regularly spaced rectangular openings in the stone walls. Through one such window, I gazed outside, and far from the distance, beyond the seemingly endless ocean of trees, I saw a small village. Nowhere I'm ever going to go. So many stairs. It had been quite some time since I had exerted myself thus much. I hardly had any opportunity to locked away in my chambers. With every step I took, I could hear my joints creaking and my muscles screaming. I was long since out of breath, only staying upright with the help of the wall. This is pitiful. Damn it. But turning back never occurred to me. I had to keep climbing, had to make it to the top. And it was that feeling of necessity that pushed my exhausted body upward. By the time I reached the top, I was practically gasping for air. Sweat streamed down my forehead. I wiped it aside, turning my gaze towards yet another door. But unlike the first... What on earth? A tangle of rope covered the surface. Layers upon layers of it, making its intent abundantly clear. Nothing shall come in nor out. It didn't look like it had been put there recently either, as much of it was rotted through. Out of curiosity, I grabbed at the coil and yanked. The rope snapped in several places, chunks falling limply to the floor. That wasn't enough to allow the door to open, though. People only sealed doors like this for a reason. Largely because they didn't want, or couldn't allow, others to see what hid beyond them. Like what they did to me. For a few moments I felt as though I was looking down at myself from outside my body. If it hadn't been this man, but someone else standing there, would they have turned back at the sight of this sealed-off door, acting as though nothing was there? Or would they have done as I did? I ground my teeth, a mix of annoyance and bitterness rushing through me. But I did not hesitate. I held the flame of the candle up to the wall of rope, careful not to set the whole thing ablaze, slowly and carefully burning through them one by one. It was repetitive and time-consuming, but I persisted, wiping away sheets of sweat before it streamed into my eyes. The sun was well on its way down before I finally managed to expose the door. I took a deep breath, looked up at it, and gulped. There was something indescribably chilling about the door, and then I pushed it open. A barely noticeable breeze brushed past me. A single ray of sunlight shone into the room, coming from a single window sitting high atop the wall. It cast a milky white patch of light on the hard floor, revealing, apparently, a car. The fact that I was not alone. The rumors say a witch lives in this mansion. There I saw, in this cursed house, a skeleton with only one arm. A cursed mansion for a cursed man. It was like I was destined to end up here. I had no way of finding out who the skeleton belonged to. I left it there, at the top of the tower, and retreated into thought. I wondered to myself, how had the one-armed person died? How they had felt locked in that room, staring up at the sole window so far out of reach. The only thing they would have seen was the sky and the occasional bird. Had they yearned for more light, or had they come to despise the tiny path of it that trickled into the one room? Had they been some sort of wicked criminal imprisoned for wrongdoing? Not all prisoners are necessarily bad people. Having been branded with a non-existent curse, I couldn't help but think that perhaps something similar had happened to whoever they were. Vainly reaching out for the sun, constantly praying for rescue that would never come. What had gone through their mind as they withered away? Would anyone ever come for me? Would my brothers keep their word? Or would I, years from now, end up another pile of dry bones somewhere in this house? Unwanted and alone, robbed of all hope, with none but the darkness to talk to as it sunk its teeth deeper and deeper into me. That corpse could be me in the future. Didier, George, do you really send me here to keep me hidden? Or is this to be my grave? Can I put my faith in you? Can I trust you when you say I'll be able to return? That everyone will happily accept me? That we'll all be together again? That we'll play chess and that we'll draw pictures that nobody will be left out? All I really wanted was for people to accept me for who I was. To accept that I was a man. No, that I had grown to resemble a man. That I had the heart of a man. I didn't need anything else. I didn't want to cause anyone anguish. I didn't want to hate anyone. I simply wanted to be who I was. No, who I wanted to be. And I didn't want to be treated like I was strange or different. If that was asking too much, then at the very least I wanted to have one person in my life who truly understood me. Didier, George, I pray that you can be that for me. lurking quietly in the mansion's all-encompassing darkness, I waited and hoped the day might arrive when I could come out of hiding. However, 1, 2, 3 years later, I had still not been set free. Only my mother wrote me, and in all her letters she said the same thing. When your curse is broken, come back home, sweetheart. When your curse is broken, I want you back in my life. When your curse is broken, everything will be back to normal. I wait expectantly for the day you are free of that terrible curse. The curse would never be broken, though. What I was now was what I was meant to be. All that time I had spent as a girl, none of that was real. Didier had said he didn't think I was cursed. My brothers didn't think I was some hellish demon child. So no, the curse would never be broken. Because there was no curse to break. I wasn't cursed at all. There was no damned curse. But the flow of time eroded away at me, slowly killing any confidence I had once had, sucking me dry of all trust. For others and myself. With enough time, I started questioning my own belief about what I was. Started thinking that perhaps I was cursed. Much like they had at the Bouligny estate. The servant who came by every month did his best to avoid making eye contact. But beyond just bringing me food, he was also checking in on me, and making sure I didn't attempt to run away. And every month he probably went back and told Mother the same thing, that my curse had still not been broken. Do you have the answers I seek, O Father in heaven? If you do, I ask of you to guide me. Do please tell me what I am. If I truly am cursed. And perhaps you could tell me how much my soul weighs, too. Probably not very much. Spent enough time alone in that dark mansion to drive anyone mad. The more time that passed, the more I grew to question myself. My worth as a human being. Whichever the self-doubt and loathing became too much to take, I trekked up to the top of the observation tower to see the light. Sitting there on the hard floor, I would place my hand on the skeleton's leg, its shoulder, its hand. From the size of the bones, whoever it appeared to be, whoever it appeared to have still been young when their lives withered away. Poor child. Even I feel blessed compared to you. Oh, how miserable it must have been, locked away up in this tower, to have your arm mercilessly severed. You have my pity, though. I alone shall mourn your death, and I alone shall take comfort in your presence. You poor, poor child. By pretending to pity someone who had it worse than me, I will feel somewhat better about myself. Because if I was in the position to pity someone else, then, conversely, I wasn't in a position to be pitied. Vainly, foolishly trying to convince myself it was a lie. Myself of a lie, I spent hours, days alone in that tower, holding the dry bones in my arms. Now there was a sight to lend credence to my alleged madness. Over time, the air in the mansion seemed to thicken, as if the fog were condensing. Water pushed out all of the air, swallowing me up and suffocating me. A putrid mire. I was trapped at the bottom of this thick black sludge. Soon I lost track of the passage of time, my only landmark being the dates on Mother's letters. Before I knew it, 8 years had passed. What the hell is this? I hadn't heard my own voice in so long I almost forgotten what it sounded like. There was a delivery that day, but it wasn't the usual package. The servant was instead carrying a large rectangular object draped in cloth. Shoving that into my hands, he said, "The regular supplies will be here in a couple days," and then ran off. Presumably he was afraid to spend any more time than necessary with a cursed man. But I didn't bother to say anything about it. I knew it wasn't a waste of breath, and I was not inclined to hold it against him if he didn't want to look me in the eye, to exchange words. All I could reasonably do was sit back and bear it. As long as I kept my mouth shut, the man could do his job in peace. By the candlelight, I began unwrapping the package the servant had delivered. From within, a sheet of parchment fell to the floor. And inside the package was a painting. Just looking at it, I couldn't tell what it was, aside from the fact that it was a portrait of a woman. I knew those brushstrokes, though. They're very distinctly George's. The woman depicted had white hair. White hair. There was a flash, a fresh jolt of the pain that had nearly faded away. A half-dozen needles piercing my chest. So much blood had spilled from those gouges I had long since lost any sensation of pain. But now it was back. No, George, you didn't. My whole body froze. The blood in my veins came to a halt. I couldn't breathe. I was drowning in a pool of imaginary water. I crouched down to pick up the sheet of parchment. It was a letter in Mother's handwriting. The first line read as it did in all her correspondence. My beloved daughter, Michelle. Every day I pray that your curse might be broken. But lately I have come to think that perhaps the reason you remain cursed is because you've forgotten what you are supposed to be. As long you have spent in that accursed form, it is a little surprised that you would lose sight of yourself. How can you return to your true self if you do not even remember what that is? So I asked George to paint you a picture, hoping it might help you break free of your curse. You are a beautiful young woman, my dear Michelle. I presume you've already seen the painting. It's lovely, wouldn't you agree? That flowing white hair, and skin like glass. Those deep, enchanting red eyes. Those slender fingers and modest feminine frame. Those soft lips. It is not you when you were younger, though. Instead, I had him imagine what you would be like, looking like you would look like now. That is what you will look like when your curse is broken. Isn't that wonderful? Imagine it. Envision yourself, your true self. Remember who you are. Recall your true self. I wait eagerly until the day you come back to me, looking as beautiful as you do in this painting. My dear, sweet Michelle. This is you. This is the real you. You are beautiful, my little girl. And I love you dearly. That awful fuss all those years ago. We can pretend none of that ever happened. Forget all about that dreadful thing that curse made you. Become the girl you used to be. The girl you were meant to be. So we can once more be a family again. I am waiting. Forever waiting for you. The letter ended there, leaving me with the woman in the painting staring back at me, her eyes seeming to insist that I was not me, that she was the real me, and I was nothing more than a fraud, laughing at me, scoffing at me for ever thinking I was anything but a female, mocking me for stubbornly insisting I wanted to be a man. The pain in my chest swelled, spilling from my mouth in grunts and moans. And then... I screamed from the bottom of my lungs, Why? I yanked at my hair. Why, George? Slammed the painting against the floor. You said I could believe you. You swore to the god of art. So why? Why would you do this to me? You said yourself that you didn't think I was cursed. You acknowledged me as your brother. You know this isn't me. So why? Why would you make this? I've been waiting for so long. I put my trust in you and Didier. I trusted you. I believed you would always support me. Was that all a lie? Deep down you really think I'm cursed just like Mother. And that's why you haven't written to me. You haven't answered any of my letters. Where did my faith get me? Why did you even help me escape? Was it all for the show? Was my execution just a lie? An excuse for you to send me somewhere far away? Well, was it? Tell me, George! Tell me the truth! What about you, Didier? Where do you stand? No, this isn't real. My voice was getting hoarse. I didn't have the strength to hold it in, and everything came spilling out of me, squeezed out by the phantom water, and the white hair glistened in the painting just staring back at me, smiling. I bit down on my lip as hard as I could. A metallic taste spread through my mouth, drops of blood trickling to the floor. Pulling the knife I used to open the monthly deliveries from my waistband, I lifted it high in the air, gathering what remained of my strength. This isn't me! And slashed the woman's face with it. This isn't me. This isn't me. I am not this woman. I am a man. Carved into it. This is not how I look. With everything I had. Don't try to erase who I really am. Don't call me repulsive. Don't say I'm an abomination. I tore into that smile, contempt surging from every slash. This woman isn't real. I wanted to curse the whole damn world. Every last thing, this wretched mire that had become my life. My brothers for happily going about their lives as I suffered here in the darkness. My delusional mother for refusing to acknowledge who I was. My father for trying to have me killed. A me for making me realize I was a man, and then for torturing me for coming out about it. Everyone. I didn't care anymore. I wanted everyone who had ever wronged me to suffer the same way I had.
I can make that happen.
A voice rang out.
I can curse them for you, my dear.
It was a woman's voice, muffled like there were several walls between me and her. Who's there? I swiped up my candlestick, thrusting it forward, to the sides, behind me, but there was no one else around.
Give it a little thought. It's not that difficult. And when you figure it out, come to me. I have been waiting for so long for someone like you. Someone with such hatred for the world.
How am I supposed to know who you are?
How could you not, my dear? You visited me so many times. Held me in your arms, whispered poor child into my ear again and again.
What? No, that's not possible. I see. I finally truly lost my mind.
If that's what you wish to believe, that's your choice. But the way I see it, if you had truly lost your mind, you wouldn't be in so much pain.
The voice, still muffled and unclear, seemed to be coming from somewhere far away, and very close by at the same time.
Find your way to me, and open the door once more. Let me out of my cage. Give me your hand.
I knew in the back of my mind that it was all absurd, but nonetheless I did as the voice said. I let myself be drawn in by the pleasant whispers. The Archangel stood proudly upon his glass perch, looking down at me. Her gaze almost seemed judgmental. But I marched for the tower, unconcerned.
For so long, I have been waiting. Waiting for the day I would be rid of this darkness. For the day someone would truly set me free. When you arrived at this house, I felt the hands of fate at work. That you were led here. That you were meant to come to this place. You've been through so much to get here. I know your pain. I know how it feels to be locked up. To be tortured and used for others' gain. You were the only one to ever have pity for me. And I shall be the only one to have compassion for you. You were the only one to stay at my side. And I shall do the same for you. You can give me life again. You can resurrect me. Now, open the door, Michelle.
I felt like I was no longer in control of my own body. Her voice was tender in a way unlike either mother or me's, enticingly so. Standing at the top of the observation tower, I pushed open the door. And the first thing I saw was the ray of light shining through the window. And nothing else.
Thank you for opening the door.
It was empty. The skeleton, which had been sitting there as long as I had been in this house, had vanished without a trace. I spun around, my gaze darting back and forth across the chamber, but there was nobody there. Only her voice whispering in my ear.
You made this possible. You gave me the chance to have my revenge.
Revenge?
Now I can make those men suffer a hell even worse than the one they put me through. Constant, everlasting despair. Their flesh may turn to dust. But so long as their souls live on, their torture will know no end.
The tenderness in her voice crumbled away, leaving only raw loathing behind. She let a half-muffled cackle. Who are you?
Oh, you poor dear. They locked you up here without telling you whose house it was? You sad, pathetic thing. Though it's exactly the kind of person I needed.
You not a witch, are you?
That I am. I am the cursed witch who loathes this puny, wretched world, curses it. And my name is Morgana.
Morgana. I assume the witch was nothing but a legend. A tale.
If you don't believe me, I would be happy to show you. Let's see. I could place a curse on someone you have a grudge against. Drag them down into the dark abyss. You are the one who granted me from freedom, after all. Sympathized with me. Pitied me. Appreciated me. You happily embraced my filthy corpse. And for that, I will grant you your wish. Wishes can come true, Michelle. Much the same way I was able to come back to life. If you remain steadfast in your desires, they will become reality. For devotion and yearning are the foundation from which miracles spring. I cannot leave the mansion's grounds, but that is but a minor inconvenience. Tell me who you wish to curse, and I can lead them here. I can force the cross you were made to bear onto them. I believe in my power to perform miracles, because you made my miracle a reality. So tell me, my dear, who will be first? Your second brother, who made that ridiculous painting?
George.
Shall we kill him? He deserves at least that. He brought you more than enough pain. But if you would rather, you could curse your mother instead. Or the woman who set you on this path. Or perhaps you would prefer your father. With him gone, you could return home. Ask, and I will perform a miracle for you.
I didn't think she was lying either. As ridiculous as the whole affair sounded, the skeleton had disappeared from the tower, and I was hearing a disembodied voice. But beyond that, the voice seemed to have a sort of magnetism to it. If magic truly did exist in this world, then her words were laced with it. There was a power in her voice, something that repelled any instinct I might have had to doubt the things that she said. So I, on the verge of losing my grasp of reason altogether, believed every word the witch said. I wanted to curse them. To curse my brothers, mother, father, and me. And the witch was saying I could do precisely that.
What will it be, my dear? There is no price. I don't require a sacrifice or a dark witch ritual to perform my magic. I simply wish to show my gratitude. I want you to have that which you desire. Who do you want to curse?
The witch's sweet whispers hung in the air for a brief moment before whispering away. All the muscles in my body tensed up. I felt woozy, like the floor was wobbling beneath me. It took everything I had not to fall over. Who did I want to curse?
Oh, then you are welcome to choose more than one. All of them, even.
I could curse them, and the witch would kill my family. I would be free. No one would know I had been born female.
Then why don't you become the new head of the estate?
Who would I curse? Who would I kill? Didier, George's, father, and me, all of them. They had exiled me to this place.
Have your revenge.
A black butterfly fluttered across the room's single shaft of light. And I stared absently up at it. Dozens of memories. Emotions flashed through my mind.
It's the etherealness.
At the end of the day, we're family. We can get past anything.
Enough time. Everything will go back to the way it was before. Just like it did for myself at George's.
I don't understand. Why would I think about them now? They've abandoned me. Left me in that room for 2 years, and then left me here for 8 more. They don't care whether I'm alive or dead. So why should I...
Have you made up your mind?
I have.
Then tell me, my dear, who will it be? Who will you curse?
No one. And we'll stop right now, because there's literally no other place we can stop.
That's
In
fair.
the foreseeable future. Michelle will explain why he is cursing nobody later.
I would like to take a second to say Amelia's a bitch ass motherfucker. Fuck you! I got you whore!
Fuck that female!
Okay.
How you doing,
One at a time.
Go into a toilet, female.
I am fighting for as much as I'm like, I love Door 7 because it's a big mood, but like still,
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
People who are going through that stuff.
It's a massive emotional clusterfuck.
Just know, hey, you are valid. I'll personally validate you. I'll write you a written label that says whatever you want it to on there.
I can co-sign it.
I wanna
co-sign it too.
I'll co-sign it for you.
I wanna kick Amia in the pussy.
Ooh.
That's the face that she
That
deserves.
is a statement said online.
I mean, getting kicked anywhere hurts.
Yeah.
Is getting kicked in the pussy as bad as getting kicked in the balls?
I would render the same services that Ami had provided to Michael.
There you go.
Michelle.
Good old Mike.
Yes.
Mikey boy.
Alright, class.
Forever.
Michelangelo
Let's get-
from the Teenage
Let's
Mutant
get started.
Yeah,
Let's get started. My turn on all this. Anyway, that was also really well written, but it's one of those things where it's well written and it's also hard to read. It's hard to get through, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's not like it sucks as in, oh, this is bad. It's more of like this sucks as in, this sucks. I don't know if I can go through any more of this, but I'm not saying it's bad.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what theory to believe, but I'm gonna go with pessimism for my theories because I don't think anything happy can happen in this story at this point.
Fair enough.
Yeah, my final thoughts are, yeah, that's rough, and yeah, I don't know if anything happy will happen in this story.
All right, professional hater Noir Iblis.
I love that's just his
Death?
official title now.
Death. Amy deserves every bad thing that happens to her. She deserves absolutely nothing. Just complete. I mean, she's definitely behind all of this, and the parts that she's not behind are just her making everything worse. Like, she's almost definitely burning letters that are coming and going. She's probably fucking with Liddy's already not completely together head, presumably just to make Michelle suffer more. And Michelle is just too traumatized at this point to, I guess, even write about this. I sure hope one of those letters is calling out Amy on a bunch of shit. And I'm disappointed that he's not cursing more people right now. Curses need to be being hit like singles at the strip club. He needs to be making it rain on the hose.
Yeah.
Now, Mr.
Needs to be
Noir.
curses raining from heaven.
Now, Mr. Noir Iblis, I have a question. So, why is it fine for Michelle to be dibbing out the curses, but when Morgana does it...
Oh, lordy!
I like Michelle.
Michelle, first off, Michelle is not including this in the afterlife. He is not making big speeches about how everybody needs to suffer eternally. I'm just saying that they have given him the worst treatment, and Morgana is definitely also taking advantage of whatever sort of kinship or closeness that that just became immediately obvious, because the second he opened that door, she was just like, eternal damnation will fall to my enemies forever. Thank you for releasing me. This is like, at best, this is like evil genie logic, and at worst, it's just straight up gonna be more manipulation.
Evil genie.
Yes, a genie that is going to take the thing that you wish for and then make it horrible and terrifying and ruin it for everyone.
You mean a djinn?
Possibly for no actual reason whatsoever.
Pretty sure that's also
literally every other genie than the one from Aladdin.
Like, okay, literally, like, I've read some of the 1001 Arabian Nights, and there is like a genie who's just like, I've been stuck in this bottle for 100 years, and I decided for 100 years I'm just gonna be chill, and for the next 100 years, if anybody finds me, I'm going to fuck them over. I don't care anymore. Maybe in another 100 years I'll stop being spiteful and petty towards everything, but right now, I don't care. If you open this bottle, I'm going to kill you. It's gonna happen. I will find a way to fuck this up.
Yeah, so we're going off of Fairy Odd Parents logic.
It's not what?
Yes.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, I was just desperate. I was desperate.
Cosmo is too stupid to
No, I'm talking about the genie from Fairly Odd Parents. I think his name was
Okay. Yeah.
I think you've lost the plot.
Anyways.
Still a question of why Morgana is expressly still openly torturing Michelle over this, because Morgana seems to have a deep burning hatred for Michelle that rivals everyone that has ever wronged her, which is a long list and also completely unearned. Like, Michelle has done literally nothing and also helped you the most.
I wish I could answer your questions and have a whole discussion. Unfortunately, I cannot.
Oh, I will well, I'm gonna find out, and I don't know if I will be pleased with the answer to it, but I will certainly be finding answers when this is over.
All right. Any other thoughts?
I don't know why you wouldn't burn this painting. I mean, slashing it's like nice, I guess. That's a good start, but I mean, like, this guy's definitely got fire around. I mean, that's just like, that's the only way you're gonna get any enjoyment out of that.
That's enough to cause one fire.
There's no fireplace in this mansion.
He lives in a forest.
There's
Like,
100% a fireplace.
grab a branch off the ground.
Candle.
Boom.
Listen, Michelle's candle is best girl.
Oh, right,
Candle is
he,
valid.
he and Giselle sit by like a fireplace, like thing.
All right. Bone.
I want to kick her in the pussy for one, but I also
my
have
God.
other thoughts.
Sir, please.
So my other thoughts is yes, Ami is almost certainly the problem, and I'm very curious how this ties into Dildo killing Michelle.
Why are you calling him Dildo?
I find it very funny to call it Didier Dildo. But you say the R in French. The R is pronounced.
You super don't, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's FRLCK.
Or in French. I know how to speak French.
I posted an image of like a thing that says like what consonants you say at the end of French.
If it's an ER consonant and verb in French, you just pronounce it as A.
Wait, it depends if there's an E behind it.
It's D-I-D-I-E-R. It's D-D-I.
Okay, well,
sounds to make
okay,
words flow together
apparently
better.
the rule is that it needs to have an E behind it. So anyway,
Not
DDA,
everything
I
is
find
with Germanic language.
Okay, Con.
I find calling DDA dildo very funny, but yes, Nora said most of the stuff. I hate Ami. I hate her. Fuck her. She's a problem.
We're all on the same page there.
I want her to die.
All right. Thank you, third place hater Bone. Shelly.
Okay. Well, okay, so one thing I'd like to say is that a theory that I have is that if for some reason this isn't magic, and it really does seem like magic, then the witch is literally just Michelle's like repressed memories about me. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just hearing voices. I'm not sure if that's 100% if I want to stake it to that. But it seems likely if this is just all like fucking trauma shit. You know, I mean, I almost got that right with the Umineko stuff, so I want to see if I can get it right this time.
Okay, Shelly, I want to offer. What is the point of the sixth door then?
No, what? Michelle dies without ever bringing Morgana up, and yet Giselle isn't contacted by the same Morgana somehow, despite never having no fucking clue she existed.
Yeah, but Ami isn't even brought up in the other doors.
They did bring her up a little bit.
I mean, generally, yeah.
She was actually brought up. Like, she was while talking to a servant.
Okay, but she's talking to a servant, but this is like, you know, the retelling of her traumatic actions to him, so it still sort of makes sense.
If you don't mind, Shelly, I would just like to say, I'm just gonna go ahead and confirm this outright. Like, the magic is like all these things, the time travel, like that's a thing. That's just happening.
Oh, we're just not even gonna try to pretend that magic isn't real.
It's not a mystery. It's not that side. It's not. It's not Umineko.
I'm not calling it Umineko. I'm saying that like it's possible that all of this is just delusions and shit.
Like, I think that's a reasonable thing.
You can still like, if you have symbolism and all that, that's fair and valid. But like,
I don't know why you guys are so insistent to not let us guess that.
Because it's a bit reductive and kind of not needed anymore because we've already established it definitely is magic.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. It's magic. I'm cool with that. And I think, I'm not sure exactly who said it, but they said this is just gonna end in tragedy. I disagree. I feel that after all of the bullshit they put us through, it's gonna end up like the biggest Hope Man ending ever.
The what now? The biggest what?
Post what I want to post.
Feels like a great tragedy to me.
Oh shit, that's gonna fucking that's gonna close because I'm sitting on my bed right now.
I don't know if I can actually explain that reference because it might be spoilers. But it doesn't make sense unless you
It is
know.
100% spoilers. Please do not make reference to it.
So I'm not gonna say anything else.
Yeah.
Here. All right. Well, that's all I got.
Okay, Joshy.
Okay, I want to start this off by posting something that the audience will not see, but I want people to just, I want people in the Discord to see it. Is that me and the homies coming to kill Ami?
Strong start to this session.
I just posted a gif of the Stardust Crusaders.
He posted the Stardust Crusaders walking gif.
Yeah.
Me and the homies, all my homies hate me and want to kill her.
Really quickly, for the Twitch moderators who might be perusing this and who have literally zero context, we are referring to a selection of fictional characters and do not wish any real people in any way, shape, or form death.
Yeah, we have
Yes,
to
that is
clarify
true.
that, because Twitch,
These are fake people who don't exist and are in no true danger because they don't exist.
I mean, okay,
Just
like
getting
first off,
quick.
Twitch moderators, look back this entire stream. You'll realize there's a character named Ami.
I don't think there's Twitch moderator looking at it.
I don't think they're smart enough to look back. I'm gonna be real. I don't think. I'm gonna be real.
Robert,
I don't
saying
think they're
that's
smart
definitely
enough.
just gonna get us banned.
Oh no, the Twitch.
I mean, we already had the Giselle scene, and we're still afloat.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyways, besides that, I just wanted to make a funny joke. Jesus. That being stated, all my homies hate me, think she's the worst. Morgana is also pretty bad. I don't know how to feel about George's or DDA because they could do a heel turn and be like, no, we're just actually as shitty as the others. So I won't 100% say it for certain, but I really hope they do have the redemption arc. So that's I must imagine maybe the knight who killed Michelle might have been DDA. And what is it? The person in the painting is probably George's. That is what I have to say. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
I'm not actually going to bed. I just
I figured.
Robu?
Okay, so to start things off, what a disgusting hag wench that Ami is.
We're just gonna keep coming up with new curse words, aren't we?
That's not new.
Anyways, I have a theory that I think it's Ami is fucking with the letters. I think she's fabricating those letters and burning the real ones, like what Noir said. That ain't George's. That ain't George who's writing those letters. Who wrote that letter?
George didn't write that letter. That was his mom.
That was the mother who wrote the letter, but George just did the picture.
Yeah,
George.
the mother. It explicitly said it was the mother.
Oh right. Yeah, her. What was her mom? What was his mom's name again?
Liddy.
Liddy didn't write that letter. It was me who wrote that letter. I'm fucking positive.
Really?
I mean, Liddy's.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little column A, little column B.
But yeah,
Like the mother is clearly unsupportive.
Yeah, the dead naming.
Lady still very much believes Michelle is just cursed. Like, at no point did she ever change her mind, as far as we know.
Well, that's all I have to say on the matter.
All right, go ahead, Con.
So, personally, as someone who was voicing Ami, it was honestly the most slimy thing I've ever actually done in my life. I am very sorry for anyone else about that. Oh my god.
You want your character.
We are not representative of the characters that we play, especially if they're bad, evil people.
You will
They're
not.
bad,
You
horrible,
are.
evil people.
Luckily,
Yeah,
we are not big enough to get harassed on Twitter yet.
If they're nice, big, and pure, they're just like me for real.
That being said, Michelle is literally me.
Also, my opinions
Anything
are
bad
not
that they do is
associated with
not
anyone else's.
associated with us. Anything
That being
good, though,
said-
is a direct reflection of our artistic choice to voice that character as awesomely and as great as we do.
Listen. If you,
AC is guilty of every crime every single one of his characters.
Except for AC, yes.
I can't believe I'm a horrible, I'm a slimy, scummy businessman while simultaneously being a child murderer.
He has
I can-
salt. He has.
That's
He has turned so many poor people into salsa.
That being said, it's also very disgusting that she uses her own position of locked-in power to have power over Michelle, and then turning around just to play innocent and actually garner sympathy. Or at least anything close to it that she can get from the family, and who would go ahead and accuse someone who is actually super nice of being evil?
Me.
Okay, points of Reboot then.
No, I'd say right to her face. Death.
Unfortunately, that's not the way this story seems to be going.
Needs more biting, needs more burning.
She does not deserve biting.
If
And you'd also be surprised.
was in my face, she'd catch these hands.
You would also be.
Hey, Morgana,
hey,
blast.
wait,
Kill.
Con, I'm so
No,
sorry. I just remembered something.
Go right ahead.
Reboot?
Yeah?
I would like that 10,000 gil.
Yeah, sure. Come to Solara.
What was the bet again?
You reap what you sow, man.
That Amy was
Yeah, I
Morgana.
actually have this written down. Reboot 10,000 gil to everyone currently in the chat if Morgana.
No, it was just Orange and B.
It was just me and B.
No, he said everyone in the chat. I've got it written down right here.
I don't
No,
play the game.
no, Con. It
Do
was
we have that on clip? Do we have it on stream? Can we check
Con.
the
It was
vault?
Con. It was just Orange and B who took the bet.
Oh,
They,
what?
the only person that took the bet, so that
We will settle the bet later, but I want my money. Anyways, continue,
Okay,
Con.
come over here.
Yeah, that is, I've actually got it written down right here. Reboot 10k gil, arrow pointing to Morgana related in any way to me. So yeah, you owe them 10k
You might have
gil.
misunderstood him whenever you. But keep on. Let's go. Let's keep on going.
Alright, bottom line, Ami is a typical abuser, and completely fabricating much everything else. I would not be fucking surprised if she was the one who fed Antonin the idea to kill Michelle just to unsmear their name. Which does make a lot of fucking sense when you think about it.
Who's Antonin?
The father.
Dad. Actually, no, just rapist dad.
I also wouldn't be surprised if she was the one who was feeding him, or at least possibly burning letters, or even just went ahead and pressured Georges to go ahead and make a painting like this for the sake of his mother, as that kind of leverage. So I agree with Noir on that one. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and relate Ami more continuously to Maria instead of Morgana. Maliciously spiteful, trying to go ahead and usurp and use her own power and timidness and behind the mask of innocence to continue fucking with everything possible for this one person. It doesn't justify anything. I really do wish I could give her the cunt punt and the shunt cunt, if you get my drift.
What's the other
Give her
one?
the shunt and the cunt. What?
Yeah, give her the cunt punt.
No, the second one.
Did you say shunt though?
Oh my gosh.
Let's go over this later.
Okay.
Anything else, Con?
I also have to say, I honestly halfway didn't buy Georges and Didier actually apologizing for their behavior and treatment of Michelle the entire time. Of course they didn't have the urgency or didn't want to act. Misery may love company, but suffering is universal. Michelle wasn't the only one who was hurt, but at the same time, if they really want to go ahead and tout the idea of family, no matter how thin they want to stretch it, at least make your excuses somewhat believable. You can go ahead and at least just can pop in or out and not have any servants. You could still have offered in any case to just go ahead and deliver food one night. At least spare him.
You there?
Yeah, Con?
Did somebody come in?
Give me just a second, I'm trying to scroll back in through my notes here. I had it open, I went and looked over the Twitch. Fuckity fuck. Seriously, commissions and night duties don't take up that much time, but actually, commissions and night duties would take up a lot of time. But you can't use those as a proper excuse for going ahead and denying your brother that kind of care and admiration he needs. At that point, it's just ignorant compliance. What do you all think?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
It's... Exactly. There's no reason at all to claim they couldn't have done so even once over the course of 2 years. Thank you, Noir. Instead, they only choose to do that right now whenever his life is definitely about to be ended by his father's hands?
They didn't know he was going through that. Like, Camille was telling them that she was taking care of him and stuff.
Honestly, they probably actually it is actually possible that they straight did not know that wait, did they? He was locked
They
up?
said they did not know that.
Yeah, they were being lied to.
Wait, no, like I'm actually curious. Did they actually know that he was locked up? I don't know
I
that.
don't think so. I
They
think they
knew
thought
he was locked away.
I don't think they did.
I think.
Then
Okay,
how did they know where to go?
I mean,
I don't think
they knew he was like quote unquote locked away, but Amy was taking it like
that
they
he was
assumed it was fine. Yeah.
Which is why I say ignorant compliance. They knew of the circumstances, but they didn't know the true circumstances.
But they didn't know. It's not.
Hence why I said ignorant. They didn't know, and they couldn't do anything.
So,
and that just made everything worse.
So why are they at fault if they couldn't know?
Well, let me shut up. Let me stay out of it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Like maybe they could have done more, but I don't think what they've done is like objectively not enough. Like they didn't have a way to know that it was bad. They didn't read the story.
I mean, yeah. I was say,
I just had a revelation.
Yeah, they did not did any good or evil. They were just blindly not knowing.
No.
What's your revelation, Kyle?
I think I'm also subconsciously trying to justify Pink Diamond when in my argument.
I don't know what that means.
Please do not. Please do
I
not.
don't know what that means. Also, additionally,
We are not.
if I may state something real quick, is that in the story they knew that Michelle was locked away. However, they thought that Ami was taking care of Michelle, but in all actuality, Amy was torturing Michelle.
I wish I could like.
At least that's what I have with the current information at hand.
No, you're fine. Like all of your points are fine. This is just something I want to bring up, but I can't.
Oh,
you can't.
So
it's not even a spoiler.
Again, this might change into DDA, and George is completely new and just tried to shift it.
I just want to be a part of the conversation, and I can't, and it hurts. Anyways.
This is what you get for suggesting a thing you've already read.
Listen, it's good
This is
though.
the reason first.
Do you have anything else left on, or can we go to Rindy?
I'm still sorry, B. Really,
Con, you're not at fault.
Stop apologizing
Yeah,
for
nothing
things.
to apologize
Con,
for.
you being at fault would also make me at fault, and I'm saying B suffer.
Wow.
Wow.
Double
Also, is
racism
Rindy even
tonight.
awake? Rindy sounds awful.
Wait, you're the one that made it about racism, you racist.
Anyways, Rindy.
Yeah,
I don't have much to say.
Take away, Rindy.
I don't have much to say. I also think Amy didn't get like a resolution. She suddenly just lost like her toy that she liked torturing, and we didn't hear any of her like reaction to it. So I very much doubt she's done with. That's pretty much it. Like there was no resolution on her part, basically, of any kind of like, oh, I can't believe they escaped. So anything. So yeah, I very much believe that she's still like meddling in affairs in some way at least. Like either like maybe like affecting the mom or like, George, that you really should put dreaded painting for your mom. She's going through a very tough time. I mean, Michelle would understand. I can definitely see her doing something like that. That's pretty much it. Not much else to say.
Okay, Sim.
Me sucks.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much of the painting was George's and how much of it was him being pressured. Because George's was the only one to refer to Michelle by male pronouns during that whole thing.
Called him a brother.
I'll give him that. Fuck.
Like, he's been the most supportive out of all of them. There was something else now, I can't remember it. Oh yeah, I agree with Rindy. The Mi's for sure gonna come back up eventually. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot.
Eggy.
Alright,
Thank you guys for
Crimson?
your feedback. Crimson, yeah, go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this has been a whole tragedy as a whole. I missed it last week because of reasons I can't explain. But
Yeah.
man, this whole story was tragic. And me was kind of ugh. I just go ugh on the whole thing about that. Also, yeah, George and Dadir kind of were just not knowing of the situation. Probably would have not helped if they did not check up, but that's besides the point. But yeah, this whole story has been nothing more than a Greek tragedy. I'm not expecting things to get better, maybe at the exact end, but overall, ugh, this whole door makes me feel ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do actually have a thing for after Crimson.
Sure. Do you have anything else, Crimson? Sorry.
Nothing more than, yeah, let's just say everyone in the history gets progressively less evil when time gets progressively better in years. Just saying. Everyone back then were evil by our today's standards, but God, that was even more eviler than that was.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Lot of evil.
Joshy wanted to go first.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this up real quick because I
I'm
thought
so
of something
sorry.
we horribly looked over, and it's the fact that George's had said that he wasn't going to wasn't going to know. So either something happened to where he had told me anyway, or like she found out, or it could be I don't know. I wanted to bring that up real quick.
I missed that.
Oh yeah,
he straight up said that they're going. Even a me's not gonna know.
I actually forgot about
Oh,
that.
you mind if I say what's up? Can I say it?
What's up?
I mean, Georges and DDA said that the only other person that will know is their mom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was those three.
But okay, but when Amy notices, when Amy notices Michelle disappears, I can definitely think
She'll probably think he got executed.
Yeah.
I can believe she can wrench it out of Georgette or the mom.
But
Alright.
Whoa.
Bone? You had something
Alright,
else?
so the thing I also noticed was that whenever Mikey Boy was like, "You accept me as my brother, as brother, right?" Yeah, Mikey Boy. Diddly Dude didn't say anything.
Yeah, that was the only thing.
Only Georges said that he accepted him as a brother. That is what I noticed.
Anyway, I think we can all agree George's biggest scene was going to Legas.
Oh, we don't know for sure yet.
Did he say that?
Rage comic.
Did he say that?
The thing
We saw him say that.
There might be a possibility the reason why he's in the paintings because he's not fully connected to the house, but he's like, slightly connected by saying, I might have accidentally got my brother killed.
What?
What?
Oh, that's my theory about the whole black painting thing.
Oh, you think that the guy in the painting is George's?
Yes.
That is a good.
That's a
actually,
good
that's a pretty
observation.
good-
Oh.
I literally said that in mine.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's what I got.
I
off of the
literally said that in
When
mine.
did you say that?
Crimson be like, hey, can I
During
copy
my
your homework?
turn.
I wasn't here last week. I already came up with that idea with
so sorry.
Josh around the exact same time.
I'm also sorry. I completely forgot.
I wasn't here last week for obvious reasons.
No, that's fine. I'm blaming Bowden Khan. I was like, wait, I fucked that up.
Oh, you know what, Joshy? I blame you.
Khan, I'm not actually angry.
Hey,
It's
guys,
just funny
guys,
that I
guys,
just.
He's
guys.
laughing. He's
Alright.
laughing.
Hey, listen.
You're at 100. I need you to bring it back to
Also,
0.
Lower
Rindy,
the
something.
average room temperature by like 2 decibels.
Also,
please.
Rindy,
Oh.
something else I've learned is that Dill Pickle has a very exploitable name.
What?
Yes, it does.
That's not
Mr.
even
Diddly
close.
Doo.
Mr. Dilly Little.
Yes, I said it the first time.
Just
Shut
doing
up.
this on purpose
Okay,
now.
I feel like we're 30 minutes.
I've been doing it on purpose.
It is 9:30 my time.
He has such an exploitable name, like Benjamin Cucumber Boy.
Hey, I think it's time to wrap things up for the day.
Yeah.
And everyone at home.
I think we should keep talking and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Oh,
More food Morgana discussion time.
I need to make a list for GDA's
Oh,
names.
this is a lot like when Inumi Neko.
Oh boy.
Yo, this is a lot like Skonia.
No, guys, this is reminding me a lot of Doki Doki
Okay.
Literature Club.
Alright, class, settle down. Orange, breathe. I'm gonna go disassociate in the Fight Club. Good night, everybody.
I'm also gonna go dissociate in the Fight Club. Good night,
I'm gonna
everybody.
I'm gonna need to make a list for GDA's names.